She had it all, a skyscraper office, a luxury car, and a life that seemed perfect from the outside. But in a single day, her empire crumbled. Bankruptcy. Betrayal. Empty bank accounts. Her name was Emily Carter, once the youngest female CEO of a Fortune 500 company, now a stranger to herself. And then, in the sterile quiet of an office building she used to own, a man mopping the floors changed her life forever. A janitor with kind eyes, a warm smile, and a simple question that would make her question everything about success and happiness. Emily Carter had spent her entire adult life climbing a ladder that, she now realized, had no bottom. Every decision she had made, every sleepless night, every ruthless negotiation, every sacrifice of friendships and love, had been for the company she built from nothing. And for years, it worked. People admired her, feared her, or envied her. But admiration is fragile, and envy can be lethal. It all began with one email. A deal she thought was guaranteed fell through because of a hidden betrayal from a partner she trusted more than family. Lawsuits followed. Investors pulled out. Suddenly, the stock she spent a decade building plummeted overnight. Her office became a courtroom. Her name, once synonymous with brilliance, became the headline of failure. Emily found herself on the streets of Manhattan, suit still pressed, heels clicking against cracked pavement, carrying nothing but her briefcase and an overwhelming sense of shame. Restaurants she used to dine in turned her away, old friends avoided her calls. Her apartment was gone. Her life, stripped bare, felt like a cruel joke. She wandered into her old company headquarters, not to work, not to reclaim anything, but to be somewhere familiar, somewhere that reminded her she once mattered. The building was quieter than she remembered. The hum of computers had been replaced by the echo of footsteps and the faint smell of disinfectant. And there, in a hallway she had walked 1,000 times, she saw him. A janitor. His clothes were worn, his hands rough from years of hard labor, but his eyes were steady and warm. He nodded at her. "Rough day?" he asked, almost casually. Emily, so used to flattery or fear, was caught off guard by the simplicity of the question. She shrugged. "More than rough," she whispered. He smiled, like he understood. "Sometimes losing everything is the first step to finding what really matters," he said. She laughed bitterly, dismissing it. And yet, something about his calm made her stay. For the first time that week, she didn't feel invisible. She felt seen, not as a CEO, not as a failure, but as a human being. His name was Daniel, a single dad working double shifts to keep a roof over his little boy's head. He didn't know who Emily was or the empire she had lost. To him, she was just a person sitting on a dusty bench, staring at the floor like life had punched her too many times. "Why are you here alone?" he asked one evening, pushing his mop bucket past her. Emily hesitated. She wasn't used to confiding in anyone, least of all a janitor. But something in his voice broke down her walls. "My life, it's over," she admitted. "I had everything, and now, nothing." Daniel sat beside her, leaving his work gloves on the bench. "You know," he said, "I once thought having everything meant having money. Then I realized, it's having someone who believes in you, even when you don't believe in yourself." His words were simple, but they cut through the storm in her mind. For the first time, Emily considered that success wasn't just about status, titles, or wealth, it was about connection, resilience, and purpose. Over the next weeks, Emily and Daniel formed an unlikely friendship. He taught her the value of small joys, reading bedtime stories to his son, sharing laughter over a cup of cheap coffee, helping people without expecting praise. Slowly, Emily started volunteering at a local shelter Daniel recommended, using her skills to help others rebuild lives. Through Daniel, she realized she could use her knowledge, network, and drive to make a difference, not for profit, but for people. She started a non-profit to empower women who had lost everything, mentoring them to rebuild their lives. And every evening, she would sit with Daniel and his son, laughing, learning, and discovering a sense of fulfillment she had never found in boardrooms or bank statements. Months later, Emily's new life flourished, not with power or money, but with purpose. And she never forgot the janitor who mopped floors yet lifted spirits, who reminded her that sometimes it takes losing everything to finally find the things that truly matter. Her empire was gone, but what she gained, love, connection, and inner strength, was immeasurable. And in Daniel, she found not just a friend but a reminder that true wealth is never counted in dollars, but in hearts touched. Sometimes, life strips us of what we think defines us, only to reveal what truly matters. True success isn't measured by wealth or power, it's measured by compassion, resilience, and the people who lift us when we fall.